Let's give it a try, though, if we do it again, or when we do it again, for the global bragging rights, with one less box for our opponents going left to right. So it's going to be just a little bit tighter for them to you know, encroach in. Sorry, I'm trying to get this volume right. Okay, that's better. Nobody ended up getting the checker power. Yeah, we did not roll it much, did we? We just didn't roll many checkers or solids. Yeah, not great. The solids that I played, I believe, are almost all wild. The checkered, played one of those as well too. The checkered power could have been really powerful for something like a big group, you know. Sweet. So maybe, yeah, we'll catch you up on the rules just a little bit. We're doing. It sounds like you're familiar with Kingdomino. I've seen some really high scores in Kingdomino. I've seen 90s, 90s, 100s, something like that. It's really high ones. Okay, Ethan's been filling you in. Great, cool. So let's just rock and roll then to the next. One of my here's an interesting point. One of my favorite parts about this game is the double-sided nature of the pad. So you actually get two different game components, like twice the real estate to make something cool and fun on. Cleverly utilizing one pad and you know, keeping things really tight and small and packable in a box. So I really appreciate that Blue Orange brought that development to the roll and write space. I'm very much looking at using that in the future because I think it opens up just much more possibilities. Many more possibilities. Infinite possibilities. Okay. Flipping it back to the global game night. We are back. This is the big shebang. The bragging rights. Name on the overlay. And of course I forgot who won the last time because it's been like 2 weeks since we played. So I'll go back to the stream and update the actual winner's name on the overlay for the actual video posting so people get the street credit that they deserve. All right. Let's do this. Okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna go. Maybe I need to do something to my hands, right? Like they're just rolling absolute blanks right now. I think maybe it's the temperature in here or something. I'm not sure. Figure it out. All right. Lucky times. Last time was Quantum, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's been a busy week for sure. Quantum was fun though. I really enjoyed it. I've yet to clip the video, but it's coming soon. Here we go. Global game night. Kingdomino Duel. Fan adopted solo mode. So first thing we're gonna do, remember, is cross out your red boxes if your opponent fills your row. You're scoring negative points. All right, compounding negative points for every row your opponent fills. So now we have less total spaces for your opponent, right? So keep in mind when you pick something like this, which is really juicy, and this, which is also very juicy, that your opponent's moving forward. I kind of like this, in my opinion. It's great. That's exactly how we started last game, I think, if I remember. It is. I'm going to try something different. I think from a strategic standpoint, like we didn't talk too much strategy, but from a strategic standpoint, like playing less rolled things into the points under and above the kingdoms to me makes sense because there's like less likely things are going to go that way. But I haven't really tried it another way, so this time I actually want to strategically try what would happen if I put some of these lower probability rolls. So if I take the X's marked, what do I mark on the bottom sheet? Yeah, so I'll show you exactly what I did here. So I took this one and I took this one. I combined them to make the domino. Place it next to my kingdom because any domino can be placed next to the kingdom. Okay. And then on my opponent's sheet, because this has an X, I don't have to mark anything on the opponent's sheet. Because this does not have an X, I do have to mark something on my opponent's sheet. Oh, I had that upside down. Let me get another sheet. Oh, that was funny. That, or we're gonna have to like look at it upside down. Here, right from the back. Okay, here we go. So, like I said, opponent sheet, we're crossing out the red boxes on our opponent, right? AI, this is me. On my opponent sheet, because I took the two solids, or I took a solid and a wild, I'm going to be making a mark on the opponent's one dot, okay? I do not have to make a mark on the one stripe because their opponent has the X, okay? Yeah, it was an artistic choice there. The Australian variant, yep, upside down. I think I could have corrected that. No, that's just done. Rolling right, page to the waste bin. It's okay. All right, that was turn 1. So any questions, Frozen Meeple, feel free to ask as we go. Totally fine. I want you to make sure that, I want to make sure that because you didn't hear the initial rules that you have enough time to make decisions and ask questions, okay? So turn 2. Here we go. What do you mark for the AI? I'm getting the question. Good question. So the question mark actually doesn't count as it counts as like a pseudo X. You don't actually mark an X in there, but because it's a powerful thing, they kind of treat it like an X. So you don't make a mark on your sheet. So you only make marks when there's no X, and also the question mark. You do not make a mark when you take a question mark. So when your opponent takes a question mark, you wouldn't make a mark there either. All right, here we go. Okay. Well, I'm excited about this one. Very excited about this one. Dot X. And because I took one of the single dots without an X, I get to make a mark on my sheet. Going forward to use an ability, I need to walk you through what the ability is to do as well. For my opponent makes a mark on the single slash. Now we'll walk through the abilities, okay? That if you get to the end, if you fill in the red box on any row, you get the ability. The top 4 abilities you can use at any time, okay? And 1 time per game. The bottom 2 you must use right away. The top ability is a connection. All right, so you can place a domino without obeying connection rules. Connection rules being like Kingdomino, I had to place it next to the center, or I had to place it next to a single dot. That's the connection rule, all right? Because I had 2 single dots. Next one, I can split 2 dominoes into 2 different locations, like singletons, but they both must follow the connection rule. The next one, we said this one is. In the normal game, it's draft 2 right away, but in this game, it is you can take any dice, and then you don't have to mark for your opponent, no matter what they have. So that's a good one, a nice little defensive ability. This next one is basically you can change the die to any face, use it as a question mark. The next one is choose a coat of arms type, so either single dot, single slash, double dot, double slash, or so on, and for each separate domain of that type, you're going to get 3 points. But you must choose that right away. And then the last one, you may make an X on any one territory that you've already played. So you can kind of retroactively go back and boost the value of it, all right? Hopefully our kingdom draws the nobles this time, and we get a bunch of X's coming in. We had very much a kingdom with nobody, no X's in it last time, so very low points, or sort of low points, I think. Okay, so that was turn 2. Right on, turn 2. Turn 3. Yeah. yeah, I mean, it's definitely time to take some X's, right? Like, they're presenting themselves, so that's great. And I think I'm just going to go 100% for X's this time. I'm going to change my strategy. / X. Maybe try to outscore the opponent knocking me down. Maybe it's not such a big deal. It's just a few points here and there, right? Like, so the way the opponent works is if the opponent scores 1 row, that's -1 point. If they score 2 full rows before you lock out the red, that's -3 points. The next one is -6, -10, -15, and -21. So it compounds, it grows, and it you know, the worse the better you let your opponent do, or the more rows you let your opponent check off, the worse it should feel, the more negative points that you're going to have. All right, so turn 4, here we go. Now we're going to start to rock and roll, because I think we all got the rules. But feel free to ask if you have questions. Oh yeah, those juicy X's are coming out this time. All right. This is like Kingdomino, but you can pick whatever you want. So I really got to now start to think about my single slash. My opponent is doing quite well with single slash. All right. But once the opponent has it, though, like, it becomes less of a threat, too. So maybe it's not such a big deal. Next turn. Rock and roll. Look at those. Look at those. Well, that was a dumb place to put it. It's okay. Sometimes you start writing before you really should. Okay, so I took the wild and the full coat of arms, but I do lose to the opponent on the single slash there. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Turn. Okay. So I don't even need to make single slashes anymore, but I do need to do this. Double dot and another single dot for the opponent. I don't care. That opponent stinks. AI, I'm not sure if the AI has enough points. Maybe it's not the timing. Maybe it's more points that they need. We'll see. All right. Maybe it's a little both. Okay. Single slashes gets me points. Double... Yeah, but I don't really care about those anymore. So... Alright. Rock and roll. Next turn it is. I kind of wish there was a way that they could like make that more variable, what ability does what, or what ability is attached to which coat of arms. That would be a nice little touch. Nice. We got some points coming in hot. Can't use them all though. The checkered gets you points, but the double slash is better. Okay, and because my single slash is out, I don't have to mark that again. Maybe that should actually go into the negatives once it goes further. That might be an interesting idea too. Like you're allowed to let them get to the red, but if they go further than the red, then it becomes more painful. Because I think at this point too, it kind of removes this from my decision space. And if it were more of a threat every single round, like even an increasing threat, I think that might be the challenge I need. Okay, next turn. At least, to make the decisions feel good or feel meaningful. I'm not sure we're quite there yet with this game, but it's not too far off. Double dots, a lot of double dots. Gotta go for that. I'm just rolling all the X's this time. It's about time. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's really critical insight right here is that if you avoid the shield early, it closes the decision space and like the threat goes down. But if the shield maxed out becomes even worse and worse and worse for you, you really need to think about when do you start to defend against it or pick it, right? Okay, continue. Look at all those X's. Just oodles of them. Everyone's happy. Everyone's getting paid. It's tax day. Something in the kingdom. I don't know. All right. Next turn. So we have 3 single slashes and a 1 single dot. Single dot. I kind of wish they would have done something a little more thematic with the art on the dice. Like it's clean and it's easy to write. So I think the utility of it is nice, but I kind of wish I wish that it would go. I wish it would have included some embellishment potential. Like you can choose to embellish if you want or not. Like gives you a little inspiration to embellish. What are we gonna do here, though? Is a question. I'm gonna keep on with the strategy of points, but I don't think I can place it anywhere. Let's do a single dot. And a single slash and a point. Okay. Next turn. Rock and roll. I feel like within like 3 to 5 playtests, we would have this really like finely tuned solo game. Two double dots, a single dot, and a single slash. Make your mark on your kingdom. Sure. I don't have a single ability yet. Like, it's been really tough. Single slash and the single dot. I don't know. Almost got the single dot locked up though. Next up. This song is groovy. Single dots and a wild. Ooh. The wild has to go over here for sure. There's gotta be something better to do with that. Sure. I feel like I'm gonna get boxed out because my entire wall of filled in coat of arms, it's gonna be bad. Make sure you remember to make your opponent's marks. I'm thinking that I possibly forgot to do that last round. I apologize if I cheated. Wow. This is... Oh. Just kidding. And my opponent would have beat me to the single dot. So that is number 2. Alright. Next up. Starting to roll here. Kingdom's closing in. Solid area, gonna be a lot of points for me too, yeah. I mean, if you took points this round, which they presented themselves, that's huge. Now, interestingly, like, I'm running out of placement pretty soon here. That's pretty good, though. See that. Okay. Rock and rolling. Next turn. We are down to like probably 3 turns left. If you organize your board in a smart way, which I did not. Those wilds are just clutch this time. Just clutch. Well, it doesn't matter what I put, but I suppose I take the double dot just to prevent the opponent from taking it. I'm really not getting any abilities this round, this game. There's just too many points, you know? It's an interesting, like, it's a very different game from the last one. Like, we probably could have had a very high access to abilities last game. But this game, just the points have been, they've been there. The stars, the X's. Well, that's fortuitous. Double dot for my opponent. All right, next up. Double wilds. I have never seen someone take a double wild in this game. But this could be the first time. If you have room to place it, and I don't. So I really just got cheated out of a ton of points with that double wild roll. Wow. If you are able to place this, if you had one of your abilities unlocked or you just laid your board out better, like, you're feeling really good right now. So yeah, that is, I believe, the last turn. And we're going to go over to scoring, okay? And 16 turns in. Right on. All right. Ooh. 88 points on that dark, the filled in coat of arms. That was the one to chase this time, I believe. And I missed this one, and I missed this one, so I didn't quite get that connection. Okay, I think I got that. Just to keep that in mind, you would draw around your territories, your domains. Just so everyone can see it if they're watching this late, like how the scoring happened. Oh, that would have been like this. Okay. So this guy kill that wall. All right. Whew. And I got a -3 or 12. 109. Even 100 minus the 1 from the opponent. I got 112 minus 3 and overnight games. Wow, 108. That's close. That's close. Yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting. What about Amber? I think it was interesting. I think that, you know, if I were to play it one more time, I would definitely let the opponent start just crush me with negative points. Nice. Yeah, I'd let him get me with negative points if it went beyond. So like as soon as we filled up that row, all of a sudden that wasn't really a decision anymore. It would be even more impactful of a decision. That's the way I would want it to go. Cool. Well, that is the I guess fan proposal for. That's true. This was your practice game, of course. This would be the fan proposal for a solo mode of the Kingdomino Duel, and I feel like it did a pretty good job of sticking to the core and rules of the game. Like we're still, following the rules essentially, but we're just giving the opponent an AI. Yeah. So I mean, if I think I'm gonna actually play a little more and see if I can get that AI to work a little bit better and to feel a little more punishing, right? Like having full access to the draft, that changes things quite a bit. Obviously, if a lot of X's come up, you can get a ton of points, and you can just kind of deal with the negative points for your opponent. But you still, I mean, obviously, like we still have quite a bit different scores, so you still have like points based on your actual placement decisions, right? Cool. Well, yeah, that's another global game night in the wraps. Great. Thanks for attending, everyone, and we'll be back next week. There's a few games. There's actually there was a roll and write contest on Board Game Geek, and I think I want to pull a few of those off and just kind of like surprise the designer and see if they'll come on and teach us the game, and it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, of course. We're gonna keep doing it. I love roll and writes.